Today on our cooking show, we have a special guest, Shirley Mook from Marshfield. And how many years have you lived in Marshfield?
Since 1979.
79, okay.
Right. I came here.
Okay.
Marilyn hired me as a community development director, and been here ever since. This is my city.
Shirley has done so much for the community. She was the June Dairy Fest parade marshal. I'm sure they obviously chose you because you have been instrumental in doing an awful lot for the city of Marshfield.
And another reason was I was at every single Dairy Fest breakfast from the time it began, except for one, when I had to go to one of my grandchildren's graduation.
You live in a beautiful home in Marshfield. And so tell us about your house.
Okay, I live in a Victorian house that was built in 1897 by a man called Eli Winch, and he was a very prominent businessman in town. When he died, it was sold then to a neighbor next door who was an attorney, and he turned it into 2 apartments.
Okay.
So it was 2 apartments until I bought it. And my vision was to turn it back to its original glory.
Okay.
So every single room has now been restored back to the original.
Oh, nice. Wow.
You know, my love for history started back in 7th and 8th grade when I had a history teacher who absolutely made history live. So that stuck with me. When I came to Marshfield, I became interested in the history of Marshfield.
So and we can kind of keep talking, but
okay,
tell us what we're going to make today. As you can see, we have a plethora of really ingredients, healthy things here.
We do. What we're going to make today is something called muesli. And I got the recipe from Jane Bradbury, who is Augusta Rodis's niece. And she had told me about the recipe, that she really loved this. She calls it Happy Bones Muesli because the Rodis women tend to have osteoporosis. And so she's very, very health conscious about keeping strong bones. Mm-hmm. And so you can get this commercially, but it's not quite like this.
And nothing is like homemade.
That's right. Nothing is like homemade. And so she gave me this recipe, and so I make it. And I like it very much. I eat it for breakfast in the morning. And so that's what we're going to be making today. So we're going to start making it.
Okay, so Gary and I are going to start chopping.
Yes.
So we have, in ounces, 7 ounces of walnuts. And they don't have to be finely chopped, but just smaller pieces, than halves.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you want smaller pieces.
Not real large. Okay, and I am going to chop 7 ounces of pecans.
Right.
So did you enjoy your time being the parade marshal?
Oh, I did. My daughter came from New Jersey.
Oh, nice.
She had just moved from San Diego, so she flew out to ride with me. And so, yeah, it was a fun time.
So what kind of special things did they do as you having that role?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I mean, yeah.
You just got to ride in a nice convertible?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you ride in a nice convertible. And wave. You keep on waving all the time, yeah. They told me to practice at my princess wave.
So did you do a good job at that?
I think so.
Good.
The people did come in.
Okay, now we just chopped up 7 ounces of almonds.
Right.
Okay, to that now, we got all of the nuts here. So to that, we're going to mix in 1 cup of chia seeds.
Yep.
Okay. And 7 ounces of coconut. One and a half cups of coconut.
Right. Oh, I hope that dish is big enough.
And we have
then the sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds, got those right here.
Straight in case there's
She is. Okay, so we have 5 ounces of sunflower seeds.
Right.
And then we have one cup of
flax meal.
Right. Okay.
Right.
And then do you put the cinnamon in here before you start mixing?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon.
Dry ingredients.
So you got all the dry in here, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then Gary's always good at stirring, so I'm just going to let him just get right in here and stir.
I've been accused of other things too, like stirring the pot. I will stir the bowl.
Okay, and then for our liquid ingredients, do you mix all those together before, or do you just put it right in there? Just dump everything in?
Dump.
Okay.
Dump.
All right. Okay, so we had maple syrup. How much maple syrup do we have?
5 ounces.
5 ounces of maple syrup, and then that was maple syrup,
Oh,
and
that
then
was maple
3 ounces of honey. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
But sometimes I put a little more in.
Yes.
You can be
That's
flexible.
to satisfy your sweet tooth, huh?
Well,
And then Gary, you can grab, there's 2 tablespoons of vanilla in that other little dish there.
Right here. Okay.
oh, we have the
Make sure
coconut
that-
oil
Oh,
too.
and then
And don't forget the
7
coconut.
ounces of coconut oil.
Right.
So pour this right.
Pour
on
that
top.
right
And
in.
I get the clear coconut oil from the health food store.
And see,
Okay.
when you were telling me about the coconut oil, I was only envisioning the hard, like shortening,
no.
that type. So,
Nope,
so
nope.
I'm glad that you had
No,
that.
this
Okay.
is
So we're
this
going
is
to add
great for
this.
cookies.
Okay, so then you're going to
Now we're going to stir this
stir
up.
that up.
Great.
And then after you get that stirred up, then we're going to put that in 2 9x13 pans that I have coated with a cooking spray.
Right.
So you could either do cooking spray or even like shortening if
Sure.
you didn't have
Right,
the,
right.
the cooking spray. Right.
I use cooking spray for everything.
Do you?
It's so much easier to wash
It
your
is, I
hands up.
know. And I typically use the shortening, but I always have plastic gloves.
Oh, sure.
So,
So we're going to pour this in loose and
Yep, so you're
Shirley?
gonna-
That's right.
You don't pack it in, you just lay it in there? loose?
Yeah, you just divide it up between the 2 pans.
okay.
Okay. We got a little more mixing to do here.
Yep. It takes a while to mix it
Yeah,
up.
I'm picking up
Yeah.
some dry pieces at the bottom. I need to get those moist.
And probably after you get some of that already poured in, then you can pick up the rest from the bottom too.
Yeah, we can do it that way. Okay.
All
I
right.
think we're ready. Just evenly.
So, and then what other kinds of things, if you wanted, would you also put in here? Or have you ever added? Well, you talked about,
I have another granola I make also,
Okay.
and I put dried cranberries in.
okay.
I like the dried cranberries. And I could put it in here too. That would be no problem to
that
do
would be
that.
good.
And
Yeah.
what were the other seeds you were talking about too?
Jane also, she grinds herself, she said, sesame seeds, and there's more calcium in that, she said.
Okay.
So, and now when she eats this, she always eats it with fresh berries
Oh,
or
yum.
fruit, and she uses almond milk.
Okay.
However, I like half and half or whipping cream.
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh, it's
That'd
yummy,
be very
yummy, yummy.
good. That would be very good. I'm just going
And
to grab
now,
this
and
again.
I also have to warn you, this is very filling.
Okay.
It's very
So
filling.
you don't need a lot when you have this for breakfast.
In fact, this morning, I couldn't quite, I had to put it in the refrigerator when I didn't finish this morning. Yeah.
So Gary's going to put this in the oven, and I have it preheated at 350 degrees, and we're going to bake it for about 25 minutes.
Right.
And then when you take it out of the oven, then you add raisins.
Raisins. You
And
add
how many
raisins.
raisins do you typically?
I just dump whatever I want.
Just dump what it. Okay.
Just dump whatever you want.
And then when you are
Finish.
all set, you're all finished. 25.
25.
So this is what your
This-
muesli.
Muesli.
Muesli. Muesli looks like. We're just going to dump this as a little, and this is what we typically do when we're doing a show.
Sure.
We try to have something already made. And then of course we have to try it
Well, and you know,
on the show.
and that has a little, last night when I made, this weekend when I made this, I got a little too much honey in it. So
Okay.
it's kind of clumped together a little
Okay.
bit. But it's also very good.
So Gary and I are going to just try this
Okay.
muesli, and then it's very good.
I can look forward to breakfast now with this stuff. This is excellent.
Not so many eggs anymore.
Right.
It's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Oh, it's been a pleasure to be here.
Is there anything else you'd like to add? Now you're involved with Rotary.
Yes,
you're
I am.
Rotarian.
I'm a Rotarian.
Any other clubs?
Let's see. I also serve on the. I have from the very beginning, the St. Joe's. No, St. Joe's. The Ministry Home Health Care Board.
Oh, okay.
Right, the advisory
Okay.
board.
Okay.
I serve on that. Served on a lot of things through the years. Not so many now because, well, I have still a lot of things I do. I teach a weekly Bible study.
Okay.
So, but yeah, always, 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 in a day's or a week's time, there's something that comes up that you're.
Good for you. So an active woman, you'll probably live to be, what, 120 or something like
Oh,
that?
I don't think so. No, my body won't last that long. my mind.
Your mind's pretty sharp.
Well, no, my mind
Muesli.
and my body don't work together sometimes. But as long as I keep my mind.
That's right. That's good. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our show as much as
Oh,
we have.
I've enjoyed it completely.
Good.
So thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming. So I hope you've all enjoyed this episode of Cooking with Ruth and Gary and Shirley. So until next time, happy cooking.
You have 3 different bowls.
Are we ready?
Oh yeah. I'm born ready.
Yeah. let's
Okay, here we
let's
go.
begin.
We're all set to go. So